Welcome to the Wendy Sashimi podcast, where I keep it raw and real. Season 4, Episode 1, in my new home, Seattle. I've officially been here for 3 weeks now. You can listen and watch this episode on Spotify and YouTube. Wendy Sashimi. So much has happened, good and bad, but mainly great. I'm excited to share my character development in my new home. Yeah, it's starting to feel like home now. We're getting there. This is your reminder that it's never too late to start over. Start something new. You're never too old to do things, except 6 Jaeger bombs. I think we've definitely outgrown that. Recovery time is so much longer. But most everything else, run that marathon. Open up your cafe, bookstore, write that book, start that nonprofit, quit that job that's been sucking your soul, move to a new country, change careers, etc., etc., etc. I think we get wrapped up in our routines and doing the same thing over and over. And for some, that's totally fine. Live your lives. But I know for me, I crave new experiences and growth. So what I've been up to? What have I been up to in Seattle? I purposely moved here right before Pride because I wanted to see, how does Seattle celebrate Pride? It was amazing. I celebrated from Wednesday night all the way until Sunday. Yes, every single day I went to an event. I know at 36, I'm pushing it, but I'm so glad I did. Shout out to Les Talk About It, who put on amazing sapphic events, typically affordable at $5. They have the baddest sapphic baddies who go to these events, including myself. Thank you. And really awesome DJs who play pussy poppin' music. So super dope to start off Pride weekend with that. On Sunday is where the main Pride party happens. During the day, there's a huge parade. I missed that because I'm not really into parades. But they have this huge party over at the Seattle Center near the Space Needle. They have a bunch inside the center. They were watching a bunch of FIFA games, and then outside there was a bunch of LGBTQIA plus vendors, food, music. They had legit stages, and then you can dance on the grass. So it was like super awesome. They had really good music. I was surprised. One of the best DJs I listened to, I forgot her name, they. It was a drag queen DJ. I've actually never seen that. And being from the Bay Area, that's surprising. Or maybe they just weren't in the events I was at. But that was super dope. They threw down. I was like, wow, it felt like a mini EDC, but in a good way. As we all know, I'm not super fond of EDC because it conflicts with my sleeping schedule. But anyway, Seattle really knows how to do Pride, and I'm so glad I moved here right before that. It was super fun. What made my experience so awesome were the people. So thank all of y'all for inviting me, taking me out to places, having fun with me, and being in community together. Celebrating queer joy is important more than ever, especially with 71 anti-LGBTQ plus bills signed into Congress this year alone. We must fight more than ever. Here are some things you can do. 1. Contact your local and state reps to express direct opposition to harmful bills. Attend legislative hearings and join state-based LGBTQ plus advocacy coalitions to amplify your presence. 2. Donate to the ACLU, Human Rights Campaign, and any other orgs who are actively fighting discriminatory legislation in court. 3. Be your gay ass self. I also want to talk about something that no one really talks about when moving to Seattle. Blaze over this if you don't have a car and you don't care for cars. They're really good with Lime bikes and scooters. But if you're planning to bring your car to Seattle, oh boy. I underestimated the parking situation around my apartment. I'm not going to describe too much, but I do live in a very busy area. And my apartment building did offer for me to go on the wait list for parking because it's not really that big. Like, there's not a lot of space here, so it's kind of like 1.5 floors underground. But it was $350 a month, and my cheap ass was like, "Hell no, I'm gonna figure it out." Just like when I lived in downtown Oakland, they were trying to charge me $250 a month and be on the wait list for a year. But I was like, no, I got this. I got away with street parking. I kept looking out for meter maids, which was not fun because I was anxious all the time. And then I realized I could park in the Sprouts parking lot. But then on the last week before my lease was up, I got caught and towed. But technically, I paid what? I think my tow was 500. So it's technically I paid $500 for the whole year to park. Not bad. But here, Seattle don't mess around. Parking meter maids are on it. I've seen at least 3 cars in the 3 weeks I've lived here get towed. I mean, cars be parking crazy around here. Like, this car was half of the car was on the curb sidewalk. I was like, the fuck? Yeah, so they don't play. They see some shit, call somebody, and the tow truck is there right away. So follow the rules around here, everybody. And in the first week, this motherfucker scraped my back bumper. I mean, it's like the length of my finger. It was pretty long and deep. But in all of the places I've driven in the Bay Area, San Francisco, my car has never been hit while parked. And I knew it was this motherfucker who parked behind me because he was parked like this close, super close. And I was trying to find the reminiscence on their license, but they probably like dusted off. Anyway, insurance is figuring that out. I filed a claim immediately. I was so upset. It was two scratches, pretty long scratches on the back bumper, and a bit of a scratch on the bottom black side. So yeah, my poor baby, my Mini, if you know me, I love my car. Anyone who's a car enthusiast who loves their car feels this pain. So I had to get this taken care of right away. I took it to the shop the next day. On the plus side, I had a place to park my car safely. I want to say for free. It's $500 deductible, but I had a place to park my car, and I actually didn't really need it. Okay, no, I would have loved to have it, but I survived. I went grocery shopping around my neighborhood. I took the light rail. It's actually really convenient on my street to just hop on. It's like they're kind of like the Muni. So it's like they're not a bus, but it's by cable cars. Yeah, I got to explore Chinatown, or CID, Chinatown International District, which I've been corrected on. Week passed by, I think a week and a half. Finally got my car. And then I was like, you know what? I need to find a garage nearby to just park it somewhere. Luckily, I found one a 7-minute walk from where I live, and it's 24 hours, come in and out. It's pretty safe. And it's $100 less than my building. Yes, $100 a month less. So I'll just live with that for now. My car is in a safe space. I actually feel really good and not anxious. But those are some of the things and expenses you'll have to include in if you want to bring your car to Seattle. You can also apply for an RPZ permit, restricted parking zone permit. But I don't know, it's been taking a while. I applied and it costs less than $100, I think, for 3 months or the year or something. But honestly, I've been seeing how people park on these streets. Yo, people be parking crazy. Like, everyone has scrapes on their bumpers, and I'm like, oh no, my baby cannot be out on these streets. So I'm gonna tuck her away in a nice, comfortable garage. This is one of the hottest topics that everyone asks me. Are you gonna get a job? How are you surviving? So, being 36 and working in corporate for most of my life, I've saved money. I've accumulated a lot of money via stocks. I'm not going to lie. A lot of my money is from stocks. And we're doing pretty well. I mean, off and on. But yeah, I mean, I didn't sell my stock. I've had stocks in there for the past 6 years, and I didn't really start selling until last year, past 2 years. So yeah, I'm just waiting to get registered in Washington because there is no state income tax. So when I pull out my stocks, they won't be taxed by state. I believe so, right? Yeah, this should be right. So I'm waiting for that. But yeah, I also made probably the number one thing that I wish I did differently was to make an appointment at the DMV ASAP. I went there thinking, oh, I could just do a walk-in. I got all my paperwork. I'll get it done. No, the Seattle DMV are actually pretty strict on being appointment only. So at least when you try to do it, make an appointment online, they were giving me like end of August as the soonest availability. But when I went there, the line wasn't that long. I waited like 10 minutes. I got up to the front and the lady immediately set an appointment for me in 2 weeks. So that's probably the plus side of going to the office. But if you know you're moving here like a month out, just book that appointment in the first few weeks that you move here. That's the only thing I regret, and I should have been more on top of. But adulting. So yeah, everything's coming together. It's more so exciting, like living in a different state. To be honest, like I lived in Boston, Massachusetts, but I didn't. It's probably bad. I mean, I was 25 years old. I don't know what the fuck to do. I didn't even have healthcare. I don't know how I got away with that. Yeah, I don't think my job gave me healthcare. Anyway, I was pretty healthy, thank God. Even though I drank a lot. Anyway, I'm alive still 10 years later. Yeah, I didn't get a new license or anything. I was like, I'll probably be back home in a year. But this time, I don't know. I have a pretty good feeling about this place, so we'll see. I won't say anything yet, but yeah, I want to do things right. Wendy, are you going to get a job? I have enough to survive for the rest of the year. I am getting a little antsy with money. Like, I'm trying to unlearn the system. I do have enough to live comfortably, but it does get to my ego and not feeling like a productive human of society or whatever. And I don't know, I just like something to do. I'm such in a privileged position, which I'm very thankful for. And I've worked hard for. I've worked most of my life in corporate, draining my life away. But no shade if you have to go back, if I have to go back. I actually would be excited about it. I looked at a few jobs on LinkedIn, and there were a few jobs I saw myself being excited about. So I might throw some feelers out there, but I know this economy is super competitive and tough, so we'll see. But yeah. I think for me is just being present, giving myself grace, pour myself into these creative projects. So here I go. Oh, big update. This is a win. I made my first commission from Piece of Cake Moving. Some random person used my code Wendy Sashimi. Okay, so backtrack. I made a reel. I posted content for Piece of Cake, and someone used my code, and I get commission from their move. Awesome. And their move was like $1,000, and I made about $163. Dope. 3 digits, baby. So that showed me that making money from creating content's possible. And some people are like, oh, how many followers do you have? I only have 1,400 followers, but what I've learned is that it's all about tenacity. I got that partnership because I filled out their form on creating a partnership, and they were like, sure, let's do it. To be honest, I reached out to another moving company before them and they rejected me. And I was like, whatever. But this moving company is actually more popular than that other one. And I was like, dope. So the thing is, just fucking try. I think we get so wrapped up in like being new to things and feeling like a beginner and being embarrassed about that. I think there's nothing embarrassing about learning something new and trying. I think people get so wrapped up on looking like a failure or not knowing things. Especially at my age, I guess we're expected to know everything and be so successful in our careers, but a lot of people I know are not happy. Like I know directors, VPs, and they do what they do. They're successful and it's great and they can supply their lifestyle and their families. But deep down, some of them aren't really happy with what they're doing. It's just something they've been conditioned to. So, hey, no wife, no kids, no mortgage. I'm just living my life out here. And to be honest, I feel pretty happy. Like I'm looking out on my skylight and all these buildings, and the sun don't go down till 10 p.m. here. Holla. I think I'm about to go to the gym later. So in my building, my gym is on the first floor, and I have 2 sick rooftops. So I actually don't have to leave. I really like being at home. So I make the most out of my rent. And I live with really nice people, and the leasing management are super, super dope, down to earth. We be kikiing and stuff. I hope that in telling my story, it inspires other people to live their authentic life. If you're not happy with where you're at, know that you have every agency to change that. Unless you're trying to survive a genocide, then that's fucked. But most of you who are listening to this do have the willpower to change your lives. It's just a matter of you to change it. I'm excited for what else will unravel in my new life here. Thank you for following my journey. I hope it inspires you to live authentically, do actions that are in alignment with who you are and who you say you are, and do more of what scares you. Growth is on the other side. Thank y'all so much for listening. Follow, subscribe, like, comment, share with anyone else you think needs to hear this. I love you. Peace, easies. Wendy Sashimi.